And I'm excited that you're here today. A few of you I know, actually, I think I know all of you there. So it's great to be able to talk about this. And if you know me, you know I can talk about this program all day and night because I just feel it is my baby, but it's just everything's so cool about it too. And my passion is to help others. So it's been a perfect thing. My background is over 30 years, and it's weird to say that, but over 30 years of retail experience. Primarily, I was in cosmetics. I was at the Estee Lauder companies for 18 years, everywhere from a beauty advisor all the way up to an account executive. Most of that was done in the Southwest. I lived in Las Vegas for 20 years, but I was born and raised in McHenry and then came back about 13 years ago here. So besides cosmetics, I also in retail, I also have a background in wholesale too, of selling natural skincare brands into natural food stores. And then I've also worked with spa brands and worked with resort spas, day spas, all of that too. So when this job came open about 2 years ago, I had just was sad about the Pearl Street Market ending for the season. And it was my first year volunteering there. And I was just wondering if I could find something that like what I was doing there, but get paid for it. And then this job came up a week later, and it's just been a labor of love ever since. Not knowing we would eventually have to raise money and build a village and do all of those things, and we did it there. And it's been almost 2 years now that I've been with the chamber, and that seems wild there. So that's a little bit about me. There. So let's just dive back in here to learn about how you can grow your retail business with us at the McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce through the McHenry Riverwalk shops. We are a retail incubator program, and we're owned and operated by the McHenry Area Chamber of Commerce. Who is eligible for this program are startups that want to try out their concept in a brick and mortar. That's one. Second one is an online or home-based business that are already existing that want to try out a brick and mortar and see how that goes. And then the third one is existing businesses that are in other communities that want to try McHenry out, like kind of test the market there. So those are kind of the three qualifiers. What this program who it's not for is direct sales, MLMs, a service industry. So if you had someone that had roofing or windows or things like that that wanted to sell, this is not the place for that. This is for retail sales. And then also hot food. So we do have food down there. We do have a tea company right now. We have a bread company. And how we're able to have that, because we do not have plumbing in these shops, is that it's pre-packaged. So they go through a cottage license with the McHenry County Health Department and work that way. So that's how those are the kind of businesses we're looking for. And then the ones that it wouldn't quite be a fit for. So the reason behind us focusing on retail is that when we started the ideas of this program probably about 3 years ago, is that we had three goals, and one was to kind of stimulate retail business in downtown McHenry. And I've got to say, we've made that goal. So that's very exciting. I know that Molly, the president of the chamber, we were talking yesterday, and we have about 40 retail businesses now in the downtown area, which a lot of that's happened in just the last year. So it's huge. So that shows programs working. Another goal is, of course, to support entrepreneurs like all of you to help you to grow your business. Now going through this program, we're going into season 3. I just can't imagine people starting their business and not wanting to be a part of a retail incubator program, because there is so much support, the community, and then you actually create a cohort amongst all of the shop owners too, that you'll have friends and partners for life. It's really cool. And then our third goal was to create a destination location along the Fox River. So that, again, if you've seen our shops, you know that they're beautiful, that we're set in a beautiful, I say it's La La Land down there because because it's like the perfect place right off the river. You can take a boat there. You can walk the Riverwalk. You can eat at restaurants and wander on over. So it's definitely, I think we've achieved all of those goals. So with the retail incubator program, what's included in it are a lot there. And right now if you follow our social media on Facebook and Instagram, every Tuesday, we're doing a testimonial Tuesday of different shop owners. So I encourage you to read those because there are some really great testimonies out there. So with this program, what is involved is marketing. We definitely help you to drive your drive people to your business. A tip that I'll share later, but I'll just say it here too, because it's something that really was a ding, ding, ding this past year is when I'm doing marketing and driving business to you, I may not be sending your ideal client. If you're in that shop, the best magic happens is when you're driving the bus to drive people there, your clients, and then I'm driving the bus to bring people there too. So that just is a little tip slipped in there. What's also included is mentorship. We become very close and get to be there for each other and everything there and help you grow. My job, I feel, is to tell you the 100% like how it should be in a perfect world with retail. And then you take what you like, leave the rest. Okay. Big part that's included is education. And I wrote down all of, to give you an idea of classes that we have done. We customize our classes each year based on who our shop owners are. So some of the classes we've had, we start in January. So the process is the application is opening tomorrow. It'll be open till November 1st. And then we go through a series of, we go through rubric ratings. We would then bring you in for pitches, and then we call shop owners and then announce who the shop owners are going to be for the 2025 season. I'm looking at Monday, December 16th that you would know. And then exactly a month later is when we will begin doing workshops, discussion groups, one-on-one meetings, all of those things. We do them about every 2 weeks from January through April. So what we do, we'll start it with a meet and greet for you guys to meet all your shop owners and fellow people to kind of get the nerves out. Everyone's a little nervous. It's kind of like the first day of school there. So everyone meet and we talk about the program more and try to answer questions or mind chatter that you may be having. We do a class, we partner with the SBDC, which is a Small Business Development Center. And we did with them, we went over cash flow, sales tax, and hiring employees. It's kind of an overview because there's so much information. And the SBDC has been a great partner for us. So that's definitely, that's one of my tips I'll share with you is to reach out with them to set up an appointment to start creating your free business plan. You don't have to have a business plan in order to be in the program, but I think it's a really good exercise for you to do to get all of that mind chatter or your ideas. A lot of people find a lot of entrepreneurs, they have it in their head. So it's a good exercise to then put it onto paper there. So other classes we do target market, we do marketing plan, social media tips and tricks, more marketing, merchandising. That's a big thing. You need a lot more product than you think for these tiny shops. And you would hear me say that over and over and over. We also go over customer service and share retail best practices. We usually finish our last class right before move-in is taxes and bookkeeping. We partner with Porty Brown for that. We actually need to usually wait for them to get past April 15th for that to be able to have that class. So that's usually the last one there. And then also during this time, one of our classes, we actually turn over to the Economic Development Department from the city of McHenry because they are our partners through this whole program since the beginning too. And they are as passionate about bringing businesses and keeping them in McHenry as we are too. So it's a great action-packed classes there. Okay, let's see yep, okay, we're doing good. All right, anyone have any questions so far? I saw that Debbie joined us in Chitu too. Maybe ask if you have questions, you can put them in the chat, or if you had it now, you can share.
You had mentioned about, because I'm cottage law through Cook County, do I have to get recertified through McHenry if I was accepted, or?
That is my understanding. I would say err on the side of, I would think so, because it's a different county.
Because I know I'm in a different county now with my shop and I didn't have to do it. So that's why I was just wondering.
I don't know that then, Jody. Then you need to,
Okay,
I would always then direct anything with food. I say go to the, to the health department and ask them every question that you can possibly think of. Ask them what you can sell, what you can't sell. For someone like you that has the candies, the goodies, and things like that too, you may want to sell waters or pops or things, like that too. So just asking them
okay,
everything. And what I've heard is that they're very responsive and kind and easy to talk to.
okay, thank you.
Okay, what also is included in the retail incubator program is a big thing is our chamber membership. We do share all of our different benefits with you. I think how we're going to do it this year, we're going to pump that in about halfway through that January through April timeframe to get you a little warmed up and everything, so then you can really absorb that and then take advantage of those different perks that we have. So such as we have our Monday mentions, that is something that you can do a script that's free to do. That's part of your membership that you can be able to put into the Monday mention that goes a newsletter that goes out to over 1,500 people. So there's different things that you can do that we really encourage you to take advantage of, but then you'll be a chamber member too, which is great. And then of course, as you all may know too, a big part of this and why people do this too is because of the low cost of the space rental. The prices are the same this year as they were last year. So if you had looked at the lease agreements or anything, and it is on McHenryChamber.com now. For the smaller space, which is the 12 by 12, we have 5 of them. It's 144 square feet, which I know sounds tiny, but again, you need a lot more product than you think to fill it up. That one is going to be $4,000 for the season. So that works out to be $500 a month. Payments for your seed money for that $4,000 is paid through our January through April. We have set up payment plan for you to be able to pay that off. So then before you moved in, everything's paid off. And then after that, all you would have for us is a $25 electric fee too. So it's a kind of a nice thing to have that in the bank. I know it's kind of a struggle to do because it's like you have putting that money out and then you're putting money out for your products ramping up and your displays and things like that too. But we let you know all of those dates ahead of time, and it's all on our McHenry Chamber website. And then our 12 by 16 size, which is 192 square feet, that one is $47.50 for the season, and which is no, it's 190. Yeah, I got that 192 square feet. Yes. And that one's $47.50, works out to be about $592. Okay. So we've got some different results that I want to share with you from season 1. It was very successful. Our season last year for the first season started on July 21st. It's later than any of the other seasons going forward because we had to build that village. So in 5.5 months, so it was July 21st until December 31st. I believe that's how it worked out there. It was 5.5 months. We did close to $500,000 in retail sales amongst the 10 stores. To me, that's huge. That is something that McHenry didn't have before, and then that was added in. And I love the number with the transactions. We had 18,917 transactions in 5.5 months. And remember, we're only open Friday, Saturday, and Sundays. So to me, that's just a really cool number. So I know this year, as I'm looking at forecasting, I'm thinking we can get close to 900,000, if not, do I dare to say, close to $1 million. And the season is 8 months. So it could be as this is growing. So some great success stories that came out of season 1. And if you've been watching this, you may know about our Shop 3430. It was 3 of the businesses from season 1 who did not know each other before January of 2023. And by the end of the season, within a year, they decided that they wanted to go into a place together. So they created Shop 3430, and it's located actually right by the chamber. It's on 120, right near Green Street there. And Hairflex Extensions, Lumber and Twine, and Mad Scientist Candle Company are the 3 that came together. So I encourage you to go visit them. Their address is cleverly 3430 West Elm Street, or also is Route 120. there too. And then we have Trendseller Skate Shop. They were in shop number 9 during season 1, and they just recently, within the last about 3 months, they opened their brick and mortar right down the street from us at 1326 North Riverside Drive. The shop is beautiful. You go in there, it feels like vacation too. You'll have to get the vibe there, but it's kind of a cool like skater feel. Where Volk, they have the different cool brands and everything too. So I encourage you to go talk to Carol too about her experience with us. So season 1, we had 17 applications. For season 2, we had 29 applications. So the word is getting out and it's growing. So it's exciting to see what's going to come of this season. Now, as I share with everyone, like if I get to talk to you or anything like that, when if you're picking my brain as you're going to fill out the application, is what I will say to you is it is not a race to get your application in. The applications are open for a wide time frame from August 15th all the way until November 1st. We do not accept any applications after November 1st. What you want to do is have the best application that you can do to really showcase yourself. So I have some different tips to be able to share with you on that there. Okay, so let me see if I can share. Let me share screen because I actually had this here. Let's see. Or maybe not. Okay, it's not coming up when I do it. So I can even put it in the chat too. I think I can, Robin. Is that right?
Yeah, otherwise it looks like it says it's available to share, that you can share, but I'm not, maybe it's just letting
It
you.
wasn't coming up for me. Like I'm just seeing like the post attendee, it's not showing.
At the
there.
bottom, do you see the share screen with the arrow?
Yeah, that's what I'm in. I'm in
Okay,
there.
and when you click that, it just doesn't let you, or?
No, it's not giving me as an option. I just see whiteboard, iPhone, Zoom. But that's okay. I can put it in the chat, and then also I can email you guys too for so you can see it. So I have 6 tips for applying for your tiny shop. So one is to be thoughtful. And what I mean by that is, again, this is not a race. You want to give the best application possible. And that is starting with, I would encourage you, like I shared with you, is to reach out to the SBDC to set up an appointment with them. It's free to do, and they can help guide you to creating your business plan. When you're doing a business plan too, some businesses have a lot to say and they have an 18 or 20 page business plan. That isn't necessary. If you want to do it, by all means you can. Throughout the season, when we're going through our classes, we would actually give you the homework of creating a 1-page business plan. We find that that's more realistic for you to go back and update, where an 18 or 19, 20 page business plan might seem a little daunting to go back and update, but it's a great way to have a 1-page snapshot of all of your plan there. The second thing that we encourage you with your application is to share your passion. Show why you want to do this. There's a question in there of what do you think of, what are your thoughts on McHenry? Tell us what you think about McHenry. If you have visited us, if you've lived here, you've been watching us, seeing how we're growing, share that with us. The thing that I would caution you with is to not share your whole life story. I mean, by all means, do what you want, but it's not necessary to, share everything. Try to keep it business professional about your business. Let's see, have a clear vision is my other one here. Who is your ideal client? I shared with you, really the magic of that is you driving the bus to get your ideal client in there, but it's figuring out who that person is, and that's who you want to market to. You want to speak with confidence with your ideas. When you're coming to us, you don't want it to be, well, I was thinking about this, or maybe I would do this. You want to be strong and know exactly what you're doing inside and out. Also, when you figure out who your ideal client is, think about your marketing, your social media. If you already have your existing business and you're going, are you on the right platform to reach those clients? Where I have found this past season, I was talking to some that did not use maybe Facebook as much, which that by hands down is our strongest platform. Let's say their client was 45 plus, woman, but they're all just focusing on Snapchat. I mean, I'm 47. I'm not on Snapchat. I try to do Instagram, but I'm definitely a Facebooker. So go to where your client is and make that your strongest platform there. Do your research. That's another number 4 for us. Do your research. I encourage you to go visit the shops, go talk to the shop owners, ask them questions. What do you think of this, or what, whatever it is, ask them. They are very open to that. You may have some people that are shopkeepers and won't be able to share as much with you personally from their experience, because they weren't involved in the incubator part of it. But there are shop owners there each and every day. So I encourage you to do that. Look at the shops, look how they're set up. We have 3 full walls of, well, not full walls, but 6 feet of slat wall for you to use. Again, you need a lot more product than you think you do. And then also we have the cute porch too. And I really encourage you to set up a very inviting porch for people where they can look at a glance and know what your business is. It's inviting. We want your doors to be open to invite people in. We have 2 doors. Even just 1 door closed is not as inviting as 2 doors wide open. So go and check that out and see what you see, watch the clients, all of that. And then actually I will be down there this Friday from 11 to 2. If you'd like to come meet me in person, we can talk. I have brochures and things like that I can share with you as well. But again, I'll be at the shops Friday, the 16th from 11 to 2. We already talked about another thing I had with here was the business plan. We talked about that. Contact the SBDC and create your business plan. It won't make or break you in your chances if you don't have a business plan, but it's only going to help you do it. And then the other thing too is social media, which kind of goes along with your clear vision. But are you active online? Do you have a website? Are you on Facebook? Do you have an Instagram? Do those platforms match your ideal client? So those are some of the different tips that I have to share with you. Now stop here and pause to see, does anyone have any questions?
Amy, could you talk a little bit about the time commitment, as far as sometimes our shop owners have another part-time or full-time job in addition to their business? Can you talk a little about balancing that, or what to expect?
Yes. So I admire the people that work full-time jobs and then this is their side hustle passion, and they do it and feel that they can do 7 days a week for 35 weeks. Whew, that's a lot. I think, we're so excited going into it. So another tip I share with people is to hire a part-timer to give you a little bit of break, a breathing room. Realistically, if there's a wedding coming up, you want that. So during April or January through April, when we're ramping up to open, we're meeting about every 2 weeks there, but you'll be busy doing other things, ramping yourself up there. And then once the season begins, I shared with you, you're open Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday and Saturday from 10 to 6, and then Sunday from 10 to 4. You could be open 24/7 if you wanted to. But what we have found is that we're stronger in numbers. So the more shops open, the more time people come. Some people have tried Thursdays to be able to open there. And I encourage someone to be, if it's a shop owner, if you're the owner and you have other work you could do, bring it there and be able to work on that while you're, servicing customers there. But they are a little bit slower there. I'm responsible to help drive people to the shops on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But you as a shop owner, if you're going to be open any other days, you would create the marketing for that. And by all means, I would share it to let people know too. And you may see in the post that we do that we say to make sure follow all of the shop owners, and then to see, because they may have extended hours listed on there too. After we begin the season, we then have a once a month cohort meeting where we bring all of the shop owners together along with myself, and Robin has joined us before. Molly has joined us too, where we get together and really talk and and I just love to sit there and watch everyone bonding and sharing ideas and thoughtfulness and everything. That's a neat thing. So that happens about once a month. And then we would continue to do one-on-one meetings with me every other month throughout the season. And then we end that in about October timeframe, because then we know it goes into the really prime retail season of November and December. We have talked about doing something for evenings, or like if everyone did something together with that, but that's something each season that we'll figure out to be able to do that. So again, I encourage you to hire a part-timer. I know that we had Shelby from Brightness. She was in season 1 and she returned for season 2. And the big thing that you go talk to her, that she'll share with you, the smartest thing she did was to hire a part-timer, because she was making products all throughout the week and she was chasing herself until she got caught up there, and she needed that extra person just to give her breathing room. Or maybe you have a vacation that comes up, or the reality is we all do get sick too. So it's nice to be able to have that backup, and for you to still have a life too. So I hope that answered the question about time commitments there. Okay. This new season for the 2025 is going to start, like actually opening the shops is May 2nd, and you want all hands on deck for that. And then we will end the season on December 28th of next year. There. There are some really neat things that I encourage you to go and visit the shops, maybe even on a Sunday, because we have Summer Music Sundays, which is going on right now from 1 to 4, and it's in our newly renovated Miller Point Park right there in the amphitheater, and they bring food trucks in. We have our neighbors open, All Marines Retro Rentals, and they have like a container bar there, and it feels like vacation down there. So that's a really neat thing that season 2 is definitely being able to take advantage of, where we didn't have that in season 1 because we were still, under construction. The park was under construction there too. We've got permanent restrooms, which are heated in the summer, or in the winter, not in the summer, in the winter. So that's a nice thing there too. Okay. Any other questions? I have some best practices I can share with you too. Well, I've said it and I'll say it one more time. It takes a lot more product than you think to fill your shops. As we share with you, you have slat wall and 3 walls. When you get your shop, it is, you have heat and air conditioning, you have a fan, you've got lights, you've got a door, everything else is you. So you would need to bring in display units, shelves, things like that you would need for slat walls too. And we found that, maybe wait till the cohort season begins in January to start talking to the different shop owners, because I know if you're buying different hooks for the slat walls, you might have to buy 500 of them, and you may want to be able to go in that together. But you bring all of those things in, and then when you were done with the season, you would take all of those things out with you too. Something that's Shop did in season 1 that I thought was really neat is that they had one of those little counters, where you sit and press the button each time they come in. And he would do that. Each person that came in, he would do that every single day. And that way he was able then to take that number and then divide into the transactions that they would actually have in sales. And then he could see how many people they were converting that was coming in. So I thought that was a really a great tip that they did, because we don't have any other kind of counter down there. We can talk to the city to get a report of cell phone usages and see how that ebbs and flows. But I thought that was a really neat thing that really that they did on their own, that they were looking to have that statistics too. I talked to you about targeting your ideal client with social media. Don't rely just on the Riverwalk shops doing the marketing for your shops. You should also be doing it too. That's just the best tip there. And then I shared with you too, best thing, hire a part-timer to let yourself breathe a little bit too. Hey, any other questions?
Can you just review, Amy, the deadline for the applications for this year?
Yes, November 1st.
Where they would go to find.
Yes, so McHenryChamber.com, actually, and I'll share with you, the application's up right now. It's going to officially be out tomorrow, but we put it on there because why not? That's okay. So there it is on there, and it's going to be up until November 1st, till that, the end of that night there. Then anything after November 2nd comes in, it will not be put into the running for it. It would be like next year. And that's something that's neat about this program too, as I talk to different businesses. If it's not this year, know that we're going to have it another year too. So if it's not this timing, it might be next year. I had someone that was getting married actually next weekend, and she was thinking about this past season to do it, and she's like, oh, what, I would have to miss a week because they're married. Well, we can't be closed, so spend your money. You're going to be throwing that all into your wedding. Wait till next year and do it that way there. I can share with you about the selection process too of how we do that. So we do a rubric rating with a jury, and it's kind of neat how we do the jury. We pick someone from the chamber staff, which is myself. Then we also have someone from the city. We have a high school teacher that actually runs their incubator program that they do. She then selects a student from the class too, is on the rubric. We have a board member of the chamber. We have a chamber member and then a community member. So it makes up 7 different people coming from all different backgrounds that will go through the applications and then do the rubric rating there. We're looking, your scores are based on your concept, your potential, and then also your readiness. When we're looking at businesses, we are thinking more also in the big picture of it. Is this a business that could survive in McHenry away from the Riverwalk shops? Maybe it's in downtown, maybe it's somewhere else in McHenry, but we're really looking at this. We're not looking for businesses that just want to try this out and then that be it. We're looking to fill empty shops in town. That was like the big goal of this whole program, and something great that's been happening. And Cindy from Arts and Marketplace is a testimony to this. She just opened a little over a year ago too in McHenry as we were building the shops, and then really came in during that time that was just so exciting. So what we're looking at, do you have a logo? So think about that too. Does your logo tell you what your business is? Does the name of your business explain what your business is, or does it leave it up to question of, I have no idea what that is? So something to think about. Do you already have an online presence? Do you have a website? Are you on social media? Things like that. Do you have a business plan? So we've talked about that too. Viability is, we're looking for, do you provide a variety of well-made items in a niche market? Is there a clear demographic for your products? Is there room for growth? So that's kind of to see, like, where can we see after the retail incubator program, where we see you going there and where you want to go. And again, would your concept live outside of the Riverwalk shops? I've talked about passion too. So do you understand the time, the financial commitment of owning a retail store? And then do you demonstrate ambition and passion for your business? All of this I'm taking for this. This is called selection process. It is on the website. It's one of the circles on there that you can press, and it takes you right to like a Word document that you're able to then print out too. So as I'm at the Riverwalk shops on this Friday, setting up my tent and table, and you want to come see me, I will have copies of that. I will have the brochure along with the 6 tips for applying, and I'm happy to answer any questions or anything you have there too. So I can ask you guys. I'm just whipping through this, guys. Questions? I must have done a good job. Okay. Anything else that you had, Robin, or question, or maybe that you think would be great for them?
Maybe could you mention, just for people who aren't as familiar with McHenry Chamber, about the events that happen down at Riverwalk Shop and how much traffic the chamber sends down to them?
Yes. So I had shared with you that it's La La Land down there because there are people being driven traffic, foot traffic down to you. So yes, a huge advantage of being a chamber member when you are in this program too is the different downtown McHenry events that we have. So I'll start at the beginning of when we start in May. So we will be opening on May 2nd, and that next Saturday is our spring sip. I'm sorry, I couldn't think of it a second there. The spring sip, which is our spring wine walk. And this is where, if you follow the McHenry Chamber, you may have seen that we do have a wine walk twice a year. We sell 450 tickets and they sell out in a day. The one for the spring we just had sold out in 150 minutes. So it's just wild there. So we have that, and there is a stop on the wine walk at the shops. It's not at one specific shop. It's set in a tent table in the middle of the shop area, kind of more down by the stairs. There'll also be an appetizer sponsor there too. So it's a great way to get people that maybe haven't been there or discovered it. It's a neat thing to hear people discovering it for the first time, seeing them get their cameras out and looking and taking pictures too. So we have that wine walk. It's usually from 1 to 5. That is probably more of an awareness event. So there's different ones. There's like, ones that are big sales events, and then there's some that's more of awareness. They're equally as important to have there. After that, Summer Music Sundays then, which the McHenry Riverwalk Foundation puts on in the park, that starts around Memorial Day weekend, and then that's every Sunday from 1 to 4, all the way through the beginning of October. So again, encourage you to go visit that there. Then we go into, let's see, June, we've got Father's Day. So you actually have Mother's Day and Father's Day, both of those in the season, which is kind of cool. And then we go into Fiesta Days. So that is an event it's an 11-day festival that the McHenry Area Chamber puts on. This past July, it was our 76th year. And there are some different events in that affect the shops, and the big one being the arts in the parks, and then also the street fair. So if we had this past year, we had over 181 vendors sign up for arts in the parks. So we made it plural because we actually spread them out amongst 2 parks. 147 of them were at our traditional park that has always had this event at Veterans Memorial Park. It's about 3 blocks from us, so it's very close to us. And then we had over 35 vendors then over at the Riverwalk shops, and it was actually in the park, in Miller Point Park, so it was set into the grass over there behind the shops. And that was and then we also have the street fair going on at the same time that you can sign up as being a chamber member. What it is that you would provide a kids activity outside on your porch for people to come experience and be able to see your products and get to know you and everything too. But that's always been a fun event there. So that's the biggest one during Fiesta Days. And then we go into, let's see, then we go through August. Are we talking a year from now there? And then at the beginning of, I believe it's the Saturday after Labor Day is when we have our downtown on Court. Guess what? Another wine walk. And that one actually sold out. There is about 6 hours this past time, but it sold out again in the first day, 450 people. So that will be, ours is coming up on the 7th, but for next year, it's that Saturday after Labor Day. Then after that, there's some different bigger events that are held at the park. There's Light the Night, which is the City of McHenry's event, and that is known to be one of the busiest shopping. There you would be open from 10 until when you want to go. The event goes until about 8, 9 o'clock. So it would behoove you to stay open for that because you have people walking around. I would encourage you to take advantage of that because there's thousands of people in the park. Why not stay open? And then there's also another event that our friends at Bird and Soul put on called Full Moon Market too, and that's where it's a little bit spookier, a little bit odder, but we again bring vendors into the park. In between those 2 events is the McHenry Chamber's McHenry Murder Mystery. And we again have the Riverwalk shops on the map to be able for clients to be or for people out trying to solve the mystery to come over, and we figure out each year what we'll do, where it might be a matter of that they may come and look for a clue in your shop or ask a question or something like that to help them to solve the mystery. And that's kind of a fun thing. People dress up for that. Our one coming up on October 5th is Once Upon a Murder. So it's a fairy tale themed. And I've gotten to see the different people come in their costumes, and it just is a lot of fun. So I saw Tinkerbell, I saw a pirate, I think 2 days ago. So you never know what you're going to see at the chamber. At the end of October, we do a trick-or-treating at the shops, and we've opened it up. This past year was our first year, and we had it just at the shops, just at Rita's, Italian Ice, and Frozen Custard, and All Marine. So we kept it real close. Now we want to open it up to all of downtown McHenry. So this is an event that has grown and will continue to grow. We do ask shop owners to provide candy for that. And with that said, that's the only thing that we ask for you to do, on top of putting your seed money in for, paying for your rent and everything too. We do not ask for you to, unless you want to, but to spend more money on top of what you've done already for marketing or things like that. But if you want to do that, going through the chamber is the most effective way to have lower cost, affordable marketing too. So that's just a little tip there. So after trick-or-treating, then we go into the holiday market. And so this is something that we did for 5 Saturdays. This year, we're actually going to start it earlier in the season, meaning where our first one for this year is going to be November 9th. And then it will be every Saturday for 5 Saturdays. So I believe the last one we'll have is December 7th. And this is where we are inviting other vendors, pop-up vendors that can set up their tents in the park to be able to do that. We get food trucks, All Marines, Retro Rental has been known to open and be serving kind of boozy hot chocolates and coffee. And and then something that was great that came later in the season is that there is an ice skating rink that the people of McHenry came together to get all the money together, and they were able to purchase this refrigerated ice skating rink. So that will be positioned right behind the shops in that bigger grass area. And that's something neat that is for kids to do too. It has been free to do. There is not skate rental. You would need to bring your own skates. But it's kind of a neat kind of hallmark, just kind of the cherry on top of a hallmark scene that you have there at Miller Point Park. So that, again, that's something that will drive people there too. And so the holiday markets are 10 to 6, just as your same hours for those 5 dates. There's 2 bigger ones within there. Is the weekend, the Saturday before Thanksgiving is when the McHenry Chamber and the city do the holiday walk. And this is a fun thing that actually Robin had brought last year, is created a cocoa crawl on the Friday there, which was a fun way kind of getting to get that hallmark feel of walking around downtown. And this is where businesses, it's not necessarily the shops because we've got tiny windows, but shops that have big windows, they actually set up live displays of people in there. And it's just kind of a neat thing. And they pick a theme. I've seen the Grinch, I've seen little Cindy Lou Who there. There's just fun to see the different things. I've seen where it was the Christmas Story, and you see the pink bunny outfit with the BB gun and in the different windows as you walk around. And then you can go into the different businesses, and they'll have cocoa. They might have a different treat or something like that too. So that's on that Friday. And then Saturday is the official holiday walk. And what we did with the Riverwalk shops, and I think that we'll continue to do it because I think it's a timeless theme, is we turn that area into Whoville. So we encourage our shop owners to really get into it. And I mean, I had my hair like Cindy Lou Who there, and we had people that were dressed in all different ways and looking like the people of Whoville. I know it seems so silly in elementary, but it's kind of pulls on your heartstrings. I made those construction paper rings, and we put them around our little Christmas trees. I sat out there with a boom box with Christmas music. It was just a really fun, festive thing. We even had a car show up that was a station wagon that looked just like oh my gosh, Vacation. Yes, Vacation, that Christmas movie, where you even had the Christmas tree on top with the roots and everything too. It couldn't have been worked out more beautiful. So that's going on. That's just at the shops, but all along town, you will be able to walk in at Veterans Park, our sister park. That's 3 blocks away. They set up there and have games and kids activities. They have the horse and sleigh. So it's a lot of fun thing for families to do. And then at 5 o'clock, the city of McHenry will then officially light the tree that's there in the park, and then the whole park lights up. And then same at our park at Miller Point Park, they decorate the trees, and it just looks beautiful. And we decorate the tiny shops. We do that. We want it to be uniformed. So we actually do it very classic with the warm lights, with the garland. And then in the peak of the shops, we have a wreath with the red bow, and it just looks beautiful there. So I think that's for, yeah, the holiday. Yeah, I think that's all the events. That takes us into the beginning of December. And then from there on, it's selling time. I mean, I think, think about wrapping gifts. That's something that is definitely a great thing to advertise to your clients to come shop local and offer free gift wrapping or stuff like that too. And then you'll be doing that all through December there, and then we'll be open that one last weekend after there, and then it's New Year's Eve, and then it's time to move out, and then the new season's coming in. So it's a fast year for us, but very action packed, a lot of fun, a lot of learnings. It's not easy. It's fun, but it's not always easy too. And as you all may know from being shop owners and just entrepreneurs, it's not an easy thing. It's a very brave thing to do too. All right. Any questions? Any other?
Amy, if someone thinks of a question between now and when they want to apply, how's the best way to get a hold of you directly?
Probably my email is the easiest. It's Amy, AMY, at McHenryChamber.com. My phone number is on our website and everything too, and it's 815-331-6077. You can come see me this Friday at the McHenry Riverwalk shops between 11 and 2, and I'll be set there with a tent and everything that we can just sit and chat, talk about your business, and how this could be a fit. We can look at the shops and, talk that through there too. And then I'll be doing that probably once a month between now and when the shops, or until the deadline for the applications.